Known for its natural beauty, cultural richness, and exquisite cuisine, there's no denying that Brazil is one of the best tourism destinations in the world. But putting its stunning beauty and football heritage aside, Brazil is also one of the most dangerous countries in the world. It is so dangerous, in fact, that multiple organizations worldwide place it in the top 50 most dangerous countries. But here's the scary part. Brazil today would be paradise compared to prehistoric Brazil. Home to the famous Tyrannosaurus Rex and monsters that would blow even Steven Spielberg's mind, prehistoric Brazil was hell's kitchen. And every day, something truly evil was being cooked up. But looks can be deceiving, and hidden in this enchanting landscape were creatures that would force a nightmare on even the bravest of men. One of these creatures was the infamous Smilodon, aka the saber-toothed cat. Reaching heights of up to 4 to 5 feet at the shoulder and weighing around 350 to 620 pounds, the Smilodon was a robust and muscular carnivorous mammal that lived during the Pleistocene epoch. Slightly smaller than a modern lion today, the Smilodon was a ferocious creature known for its long, curved canine teeth, which could grow up to 11 inches in length. For size comparison, that's the length of an average adult human forearm. Although quite slender and fragile compared to those of modern big cats, the Smilodon's teeth were no joke and were adapted for delivering precise, slashing bites rather than for biting through bone. Besides their appearance, one of the scariest things about the Smilodon was that they were ambush predators. Essentially, this means the Smilodon was a slow and methodical stalker that used its powerful forelimbs and robust build to overpower and bring down prey. This becomes even scarier once you think back to how prehistoric Brazil looked, with its large ferns and countless places to lie low and stalk. Once the Smilodon was close enough to its prey, it used its long, sharp teeth to make deep, slashing bites into its prey's throat or belly, causing very serious injuries that could shock the prey, making it unable to move and eventually causing it to die. For food, the Smilodon primarily preyed on large herbivores such as bison, camels, and ground sloths that inhabited the grasslands and forests of its time. Luckily, however, humans were not on the menu, as the Smilodon became extinct around 10,000 years ago, long before modern humans populated the Americas. Another creature from prehistoric Brazil that terrorized the region was the Thylacosmilus, aka the saber-toothed marsupial. Roughly the size of a modern jaguar, the Thylacosmilus was an extinct genus of saber-toothed Metatherian mammals that lived during the late Miocene to Pliocene epochs. With an estimated length of about 4 to 5 feet and a weight of around 220 to 330 pounds, the Thylacosmilus was stocky and muscular, with a build that was adapted for strength rather than speed. Much like the Smilodon, the Thylacosmilus was also an ambush predator that likely relied on stealth and the element of surprise to hunt. Using cover provided by prehistoric Brazil to get close to its prey before attacking, the Thylacosmilus had long saber-like upper canines that, unlike those of Smilodon, continued to grow throughout its life. Housed in bony sheaths that extended from the lower jaw, these teeth were adapted for stabbing and slicing, not for crushing bone. Coupled with its robust forelimbs and claws, the Thylacosmilus was an apex predator that most likely targeted the throat or abdomen of large herbivores within the area. Luckily, they too did not meet humans, as their genus went extinct before our arrival. Besides dangerous mammals, prehistoric Brazil was also blessed with an abundance of reptiles that wreaked havoc on the land. Yes, we're talking about dinosaurs, more specifically the Tyrannosaurus Rex. One of the most famous and formidable dinosaurs, the Tyrannosaurus Rex lived during the late Cretaceous period, around 68 to 66 million years ago. Known for being an apex predator, this massive dinosaur could reach lengths of up to 40 feet and heights of about 12 feet at the hips. But it wasn't just the massive size, because this nightmare creature also packed a huge punch, as it weighed between 18,000 and 28,000 pounds. Equipped with long, large, robust teeth that could grow up to 12 inches, the T-Rex was a specialist at hunting, as its large teeth were serrated and designed for puncturing and tearing flesh. Besides its massive teeth, the T-Rex also had short but muscular arms that extended in two-fingered hands. But don't let the small size fool you. These arms were strong and were used to grasp prey. But that's not all, as the T-Rex's legs were also very powerful and well-suited for running short distances. And if that wasn't scary enough, the T-Rex also had excellent binocular vision, a keen sense of smell, and good hearing, which made it an effective hunter. When it comes to hunting, the T-Rex likely took the Smilodon style, as it relied on ambush tactics rather than long chases. This tactic is especially scary when you remember that its powerful legs allow for quick bursts of speed to catch prey by surprise. But perhaps the scariest part of it all is that with a bite force estimated at around 12,800 pounds, the T-Rex could crush bones, consuming all parts of its prey, including the bones and marrow. But the T-Rex wasn't Brazil's only dinosaur, as it was also home to the intelligent Velociraptor. Although relatively small when compared to other dinosaurs, the Velociraptor was one of the scariest dinosaurs to ever roam the land. Typically measuring about 6.6 feet in length, 1.6 feet in height at the hip, and weighing approximately 33 to 44 pounds, it's quite easy to write off just how dangerous these small death machines were. But that would be a huge mistake. With long, low skulls with a slightly upturned snout and jaws filled with sharp, serrated teeth suited for slicing through flesh, the Velociraptors hunted in packs, were very agile, and could run at speeds estimated to be around 15 miles per hour, so it's safe to say that you can't outrun them. Being wildly successful ambush predators, the Velociraptors had long arms with three-fingered hands, each equipped with sharp claws. They also had uniquely large curved feet with retractable claws on each second toe, which they likely used to slash at prey. But this wasn't the worst part, because they were also relatively intelligent for dinosaurs. Blessed with a large brain size relative to their body, these dinosaurs' intelligence made them extremely cunning predators, capable of complex hunting strategies. Moving on from the Velociraptor, prehistoric Brazil was also home to one of the most formidable predators of the Cretaceous period, the Spinosaurus. Roaming the Earth around 100 million years ago, the Spinosaurus is known for its distinctive sail-like structure on its back. Formed with elongated neural spines, this sail was used for thermal regulation, display, storage of fat reserves, and, of course, hunting. Measuring up to 15 meters in length, the Spinosaurus is undoubtedly one of the largest known carnivorous dinosaurs. It had a long and narrow skull that resembled that of a crocodile, and conical teeth that were perfect for gripping slippery prey. Although an apex predator, the Spinosaurus was unlike many other theropods as it had relatively short hind limbs, which suggests it was not built for chasing terrestrial prey over long distances. But don't be fooled, its limb proportions are not a flaw, but an evolutionary adaptation that, when coupled with its paddle-like tail, indicates that it was well adapted for an aquatic lifestyle. So it could hunt on land and in water. It also had long, muscular arms equipped with powerful claws, which were likely used to capture prey. Speaking of prey, the Spinosaurus mainly ate fish, as shown by the chemicals found in its teeth and the shape of its jaws, which were perfect for catching and holding onto large fish. As to how it hunted, the Spinosaurus likely used a combination of ambush and active pursuit in water. Essentially, it used its sail to blend into the background while waiting for prey to come close, or on the flip side, it used its swimming capabilities to chase down fish. Regardless of how it does it, the Spinosaurus was an apex predator whose conical teeth that lacked serrations were perfect for piercing and holding on to slippery prey. Besides the Spinosaurus, prehistoric Brazil was home to dangerous dinosaurs like the Pycnonemosaurus, the Oxalia, the weirdly named Irritator, the Santanoraptor, the Abylosaurus, and the Purosaurus. It was also home to giant carnivorous birds like the Phorusrhacidae, aka the terror bird. The Phorusrhacidae were large, flightless predatory birds that lived during the Cenozoic era. Known for its powerful beak, strong legs, and large size, the terror bird was an apex predator like no other. Prehistoric Brazil was also home to the Megalania, a giant monitor lizard that lived during the Pleistocene epoch. Also known as the Varanus priscus, the Megalania was one of the largest terrestrial lizards to ever live, reaching lengths of up to 23 feet. Unsuspectingly, these creatures were also apex predators, preying on a variety of large animals. This was mostly thanks to its size, strength, and extremely potent venomous bite. Now, besides giant mammals and smart dinosaurs, prehistoric Brazil would have been a special nightmare for anyone with ophidiophobia, as it was home to the Titanoboa. Slithering through the earth during the Paleocene epoch, around 60 million years ago, the Titanoboa cerrejonensis was an enormous prehistoric snake that measured close to 50 feet in length and weighed around 2,500 pounds. It had a robust and muscular body, much thicker than modern large snakes like the anaconda or reticulated python. It also had a broad head with strong jaws capable of exerting immense pressure on its prey. If that doesn't scare you, the Titanoboa would also open its mouth wide to swallow large prey whole. and was also an ambush predator. Luckily, the Titanoboa did not have venom of its own. However, this is only a small win for other animals in the same environment, because much like modern constrictors, the Titanoboa used its powerful muscles to coil around and constrict its prey, cutting off blood flow and suffocating the victim before swallowing it whole. Thankfully, no human ever saw the Titanoboa, as humans did not exist during its time. If the giant snake doesn't scare you, then the giant arthropods would, as Brazil was also home to giant arthropods like the Arthropleura and Pulmonoscorpius. Found during the Carboniferous period, the Arthropleura was a relatively giant millipede-like creature that could grow over 2 meters in length, making it one of the largest known land invertebrates of all time. Although harmless to animals, the Arthropleura was still this stuff of nightmares, as its body was segmented, with each segment protected by a tough exoskeleton. Despite its intimidating size, however, the Arthropleura was likely herbivorous, feeding on decaying plant matter and possibly small plants and fungi. The Pulmonoscorpius, on the other hand, was an entirely different story. The Pulmonoscorpius was an early giant scorpion that could reach lengths of up to 70 centimeters. It had a segmented body, a pair of large pincers at the front, and a long curved tail ending in a venomous stinger. Pulmonoscorpius was definitely a predator hunting smaller arthropods and possibly early amphibians. It used its pincers to grasp and immobilize prey while delivering a venomous sting to subdue it. It was this venom that made it a dangerous hunter, as it was capable of incapacitating prey extremely quickly. Luckily, no humans coexisted with the Pulmonoscorpius, but if they did, a sting from it would have been a painful and potentially dangerous ordeal due to its size and extreme venom potency. If you managed to make it through prehistoric Brazil without getting eaten, strangled, mauled, or poisoned, I can proudly tell you that you're not out of danger yet, as even the weather and climate of the time were dangerous. This is because the region was also home to periodic volcanic activity, extreme heat and drought, frequent flooding and tropical storms, and even fluctuations in sea levels. Essentially, almost everything in prehistoric Brazil was definitely out to get you.